Hey there everybody, and welcome back to more Silent Hill 2. I'm still Niggeroth, by the way. We are now in the west side cousin of the Woodside Apartments, the Bluecreek Apartments, and James seems to be a bit interested in this toilet over here, because apparently there's something stuck inside of it. Sure, why not? Adventure game logic always seems to work in these games, so, Now, this particular action isn't completely necessary to do. It does help, as we'll see in just a second, as there's a piece of paper stuck in the wallet, and there's a set of numbers on it. These numbers we'll be using in just a second, but you do want to pay attention to the way the arrows are pointing, as they will direct how you'll be turning this lock combination on the safe. Now, for some reason, it's not the hardest puzzle in the world. It's basically you have a 50-50 chance of getting the directions right. You just have to make sure the numbers are right. And for some reason, I always seem to screw up these combination puzzles in pretty much any game. I'm kind of stuck in the mind frame of how they kind of work in real life, and having to turn them like multiple it's either way, this is not required to do, but it will most assuredly help you in the future, as inside, if you're running low on pistol ammo, there's about 4 boxes of bullets in here, and that'll be especially helpful for something a little bit later on in the stage. But for right now, we're just going to, is that a pizza poster? Yeah, I wish there was a better angle to get it at, but yeah, there's some kind of Silent Hill pizzeria being advertised in there for some inexplicable reason. But yeah, the Bluecreek Apartments, I would say is kind of the first inkling of, I guess, the idea of the alternate reality that's available in Silent Hill. It's not always going to be semi-well lit and only kind of ruined. The closer you get into the core of Silent Hill, or the core of the person, seeing Silent Hill, the more dilapidated and destroyed it'll get, and it'll kind of alternate between these two realities, as we'll be seeing later on in the LP. But it looks like there's a note on this door. Apparently Tim's mom is out, but she did leave a house key for him down in their uncle's apartment, which is downstairs, which is going to be, I would say, the first real puzzle of the game that probably will take you a little bit of thought and a little bit of planning to make sure that you have everything for. If you didn't make sure to get the 2 coins in the Woodside Apartments, you're going to have to backtrack to there, because you will need those 2. And we're going to actually need 1 more, but, that's getting a bit ahead of myself. First, there's not that much to the Bluecreek Apartments. It still has the same 3 floors, and, basically a very condensed version of the layout. It just seemed to be a lower income addition to the overall apartments, in a real-world scenario, not in, like, a planning scenario or anything like that. But as you can see, there's a lot fewer apartments. There's not a pool, there's not, a lot of the added amenities like a courtyard and things like that. But thankfully that makes really exploring and getting around a lot easier, especially considering the fact that the entire 3rd floor is locked out to us. Which is actually something we will see much, much, much later on in another area, but yeah, it seemed to be a running theme that they wanted to give the impression that there's a full building, but they really didn't want to have you running through a bunch of empty, locked rooms. There was kind of a similar thing with the 3rd floor of the Woodside Apartments. And also that little bug enemy, it's not really that much of an annoyance. I mean, it takes 1 stomp to kill, and you rarely ever see them in the game. They don't really do that much damage either. Really, I've heard a lot of people say that the combat in Silent Hill 2 can be a bit unwieldy or complete and utter shit. And that's not always really the case. It's just it takes practice, to say the least. But over here is a little bottle of white liquid, and this actually only appears after you have actually beaten the game at least once. It's for a particular ending that I'll end up trying to show off, once we actually get to the end of the game. But there are, I think, about 4 items in total that you're going to have to get to actually get that ending. And like I said, they only appear on a replayed save, not the actual initial playthrough of the game. But yeah, that was, I think, Uncle David's apartment. You could see the little desk with, I think, 5 indentions in it. We'll be going back to that later, but as I said before, we still need 1 more coin to actually deal with the puzzle in there. And this is actually where we're going to be getting it. There's a nice cereal box of cookies over there. And there's not too much in here, obviously a box of bullets, and by this point we have quite a storehouse of bullets, to say the least. But yeah, I think there's some inherent symbolism in the door, but there's a cutscene right now, so I'll be quiet.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, I'm James.
Angela.
Angela, okay. I don't know what you're planning, but there's always another way.
Really? But you're the same as me. It's easier just to run. Besides, is what we deserve.
No, I'm not like you.
Are you afraid? I'm sorry.
It's okay. Did you find your mother?
Not yet. She's not anywhere.
Did she live in this apartment building?
I don't know.
So, all you know is she lived in this town.
What did you say? How do you know that?
Well, I just figured, 'cause this is where you're looking for her. How else would I know?
Yeah.
Am I right?
I'm so tired.
So, why did you come to this town anyway?
I'm sorry. Did you find the person you're looking for?
Not yet. Her name's Mary. She's my wife.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Anyway, she's dead. I don't know why I think she's here.
She's dead?
Don't worry. I'm not crazy. At least, I don't think so.
I've got to find my mama.
Should I go with you? This town's dangerous. Now I know what you meant back there in the cemetery.
I'll be okay by myself. Besides, I'd just slow you down.
What about that?
Will you hold it for me?
Sure. No problem.
If I kept it, I'm not sure what I might do. No! Oh, I'm sorry. I feel bad.